What's up, vinyl community? It's Todd Guy, the Thrashing Zombie here. Continuing my three-part videos of albums from a band. Well, no wait, how is it? Bands I only need one album from. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. I'll look at it later. The last one. It's just basically one album by somewhat popular bands. Were popular at one time. They have more than one album. Last time I did, I think it was Dokken. So many people love their earlier stuff right up to Back for the Attack. Back for the Attack is the only album I want by them and only really like by them. So it's kind of like that. It's like an album. I listened to all the other albums. Didn't really enjoy them or like them. I've listened to couple of these bands, some of their other albums a couple times. It just didn't click, I'm just like, eh. And some of these, I'm not even like a fan of the entire album. It's only like one or two songs generally. Well, I think it's just one album. I'm really only like one or two songs on. And that would be this first one, which I'm sure a lot of people don't even really know this band. It's I guess a new wave pop kind of dance thing. I'm not exactly sure what they would be considered. It's the Escape Club, Wild Wild West. Let me see. I want to look it up. Just bear with me for a sec. It says rock, pop rock. I guess. I mean, if they say so anyway. This is a band that the rest of the album's okay. But I love the main title track. And the music's pretty good. It's just, I don't know. It's like a thrift store version of Duran Duran, maybe? I'm not sure exactly how to describe these guys. But yeah, the main song, the title track's pretty good. I mean, the rest is okay as well. But I listened to some of their other stuff and I was kind of like, yeah, whatever. This one, Evanescence, Fallen. I think this is their first album. I could be wrong though. It's either the first or second. I think it's the first. I got into this. Heard a couple songs on the Daredevil movie with Ben Affleck. Kind of a terrible movie. Some of the scenes were okay. They did a good job with when Bullseye killed Elektra in that. Kind of straight from the comics. But otherwise, the movie wasn't that great. Anyway, I heard Bring Me to Life, maybe, and My Immortal was on there. Maybe one other one. I'm like, oh, that sounds kind of cool, so I had to look up to see who it was. And maybe Bring Me to Life was on the radio as well. I was like, I like that song. Tourniquet's a good song. My Immortal, of course. Bring Me to Life. Going Under's great. Side B, I don't know. This is not a terrible album. Don't really like anything after this. There was that one song she did, Call Me When You're Sober, or Call Me When You're Drunk, or something. I don't know. She did another song with the lead singer from Seether, I think. Broken, maybe it was called. But every other album, yeah, it's fine. Go away. Then we got Jackyl. I know they put out at least one other album after this one. Maybe two. I mean, it was the same old with the second one. Nothing really new or entertaining there. This album is fucking great. For early 90s kind of hair metal. Not really hair metal. It sounds kind of like hair metal, but it's really not because it was 92. I Stand Alone's great. Dear Little Mind's great. Down on Me's great. The Lumberjack. Who can forget that opening saw? And then this, I think they had a chainsaw solo in it. Brain Drain. She Loves My Cock. You know, that song's just like, what the fuck? Talking about a rooster or something else there, buddy. Definitely was like just like stuff from the 80s, you know. It did pretty well, I think. And I like it, but everything after that, 1, 2 albums, I don't know. And this one might get me a little bit of flack. They put out quite a few albums, and they've had some hits. Not huge hits, but this is Gretchen Goes to Nebraska by King's X. I remembered a song that I heard on MTV, it's on MTV, or on the radio, or something, and I couldn't remember the name of it. And I was like, what the hell is the name of that song? What is it? And I was talking to a guy I worked with who listens to the same music as me. He's not there anymore anyway. And I kind of remembered part of it. And he's like, oh yeah, that's King's X. Gretchen Goes to Nebraska. He's like, that's a great album. It's like, oh. So I looked it up, and yeah, sure enough, Over My Head. That's the song I remembered. And I was like, that's not really metal, but it's on Nuclear Blast. I wouldn't call this really metal. It's like hard rock, maybe. It's very melodic in a way as well. But, I mean, they put out quite a few albums. They put out a couple before this, and then maybe 4, 5, 6 after. Maybe. I don't really know. Record Store Day, couple last year, year before. I don't know, at some point in the last 5 years, they did a Record Store Day of 2 of their later albums for Record Store Day. But I can't remember which ones those were. And I thought about picking them up, and then I listened to them streaming, and I said, well, I'm not really into these. These aren't that great. So I just said, fuck it. Actually, this is Megaforce. I'm sorry, not Nuclear Blast. This is from Megaforce, which is known for, like, heavy music. This isn't really that heavy. But I think they were played on Headbangers Ball, which is kind of surprising to me. This is a band you'd be able to hear during the day, I think, because it's not like a lot of these other heavy metal bands they played early on in Headbangers Ball when it first started, when Adam Curry was the host. It wasn't a couple years, I think, he was the host. He just donned a leather jacket and hosted that. So many people, I'm getting off track here, but so many people don't remember that Adam Curry was the original host when it first started. I think he was the original host. I remember him hosting at least a couple Headbangers Ball. Because he donned a leather jacket and he's acting like he's all heavy. And he really wasn't. But everybody remembers Ricky Rackman. There's no offense to Ricky Rackman. He was a great host, yes. But as time went on, they started showing more and more common like stuff on Headbangers Ball that they showed during the day, you know? And I was just like, no, this is supposed to be for bands you don't see during the day, for like underground stuff. That's all I remember it being at first, was like stuff I'd never seen during the day. Anyway, the last one is Oingo Boingo. This is Dead Man's Party. I listened to some of their other stuff before this. This wasn't their first album, was it? I don't remember. I listened to a couple other albums by them. Didn't click. You know, this one is another one. I enjoy the album, but I really only bought it for Weird Science. But Dead Man's Party, that's a pretty good tune. I couldn't tell you any of the other songs. I just listened to this the other day too, or a couple weeks ago, and I couldn't tell you anything about any of these other songs. I know Dead Man's Party was one of the hits in Weird Science, of course, from the movie. So, yeah, that's all I really need. That was a quick video for me, 10 minutes. We're done. Coming back probably next week with another year from my 50 years of favorite albums from each year. Albums, yeah, everybody knows that series I'm doing. I seem to get a lot of clicks on that, so that'll be 95? 94. I think it's 95. Yeah, 95 will be there. Pretty good. It's pretty good albums in that year. Not great albums. There's some pretty good ones, I think. But till next time, rock on.